So right now, obviously, there's no listener base to write in career advice questions, but if you do listen to this podcast and you do have questions, the best way to write in those questions is by email to engring.success@gmail.com, and I will do my best to provide an answer to your question. This first question is pulled off of Reddit. It's about a 50 line wall of text. So thankfully, they have given me a TLDR, which I'm going to read out and then I'm going to respond to. TLDR, I have a 2.8 GPA. This person's in high school. And I'm going to take the ACT for the first time 2 weeks from now. I won't do well on it. Good confidence right there. So let's assume I get a 20. I want to get a MBA in chemical engineering. I'll get back to that. How will it ever be possible to get a degree like this? Spoiler alert, that degree does not exist. If all the colleges that give courses on it reject me, I've been accepted to Roane State Community College. Roane State does not have any engineering degrees besides transfer pathways, so I've applied to University of Tennessee and Tennessee Tech. I will likely be rejected with my 2.8 GPA and my 20 ACT score. Money won't be the issue at hand, as I believe I can cover that with my father's GI Bill for serving 20 years in the military. But the real problem is, how do you go to schools with actual degree capabilities when I have such low scores? Are my screw-ups in high school an unchangeable obstacle that will prevent me from pursuing my desired degree? So another summary, they missed a couple things from the main wall of text that I read. Basically, they are not a very good high school student. They don't have very good grades, obviously, from the 2.8 GPA, but they are being encouraged by family members that are engineers, one of which who has an MBA and is a chemical engineer. Now, for those of you that don't know this, an MBA is a Master's in Business Administration degree. So the person who has an MBA and is a chemical engineer likely has a chemical engineering degree, and then also a Master's in Business Administration, which is different. Usually a chemical engineering degree is a BS, and if you get a master's, it's called an MS. But again, this person is basically wondering if the failures that they had in high school are going to prevent them from being able to be successful in college. So my first take on this is that I think that community college is actually a great option for you, especially because you have a low GPA in high school. And you've also indicated in your wall of text that I haven't reiterated that you don't really care too much about school. The reality is that engineering is exceptionally difficult. It's a rigorous major. It's going to require a lot of dedication and a lot of perseverance in academics. This is something that is consistent across every university that offers an ABET accredited engineering program, which you should not attend a university that doesn't have an ABET accredited engineering program if you can attend one that does, because attending an ABET accredited university will make your degree extremely more credible and also provide a much easier route for you to becoming a professional engineer. But anyways, going back to the question, community college would be a really good fit for you because first off, it would allow you to have a low financial investment. I know you said that money isn't an issue, but you're talking about other people's money. But it would allow you to have a smaller financial investment in seeing whether or not college is for you. And you'll find that if you are able to commit to college as a college student in community college, then that may transfer to whenever you decide to eventually transfer to a university that offers a full engineering program. Also, you also have the habits that you develop as you become a hopefully better student in community college that will also transfer to whenever you decide to transfer into a full engineering program. The other thing is that you have already said it. You don't think that you realistically have a chance to get into one of the state schools that offer a full engineering program, and even if you get into the school, then some universities also have requirements for you to get into the College of Engineering itself. So another thing that attending community college can do for you is you can basically start with a completely new slate. If you buckle down and you have good grades in community college and you have a transcript to show for it, you can take that transcript and you can put that into your application whenever you try to transfer to one of the state schools near you. And that basically kind of overrides, not completely, but overrides to an extent your resume that you had in high school, and you'll have a much greater chance of getting into the school of your choice, and maybe even a higher reach school than the schools that you've listed. Though University of Tennessee and Tennessee Tech, I imagine, are great schools. I know about University of Tennessee. I don't know too much about Tennessee Tech, but I know they're definitely great schools if they're offering full engineering programs. So again, my main advice to you is go ahead, attend the community college, see if college is for you, and then that will also transfer well for you whenever you try to transfer, because if you see that college is for you and you're able to have a great GPA in community college, again, you have to focus and develop these good habits. But if the result of you focusing and developing these good habits is a good GPA in community college, then you'll then be able to get in to the state college, and then maybe even, if your father allows you to use it, use his GI Bill for your education. So anyways, I wish you the best of luck. Again, develop those good habits. What you do in high school is not completely not a completely unchangeable obstacle for you, and that's for all the listeners. What you do in high school is not something that can prevent you from being successful at all, but the reality is that focusing in high school and focusing on your grades can set you up for success and can give you at least a more direct path to your goals. But you don't get through an engineering program with bad work ethic. You don't get through an engineering program if you didn't turn in your homework. If you don't turn in your homework. So start those habits now, turn in your work on time when you're in high school, and then transfer that whenever you go into college. Take those good habits with you and grow and develop even further, and then ideally you'll then graduate with your engineering degree. So again, I wish you the best of luck. All right, here's the second question. The title for this question is, how long did it take you to not feel stupid at work? And I saw the title of this question, and I was like, man, this is the perfect question for me. So I'm going to read the whole question, and then I'm going to give my answer. Here's the question. I hope this is allowed. I am currently working as a tech, but I am educated as an engineer. Relevant because I don't have anyone to go to for help or guidance. My boss told me I'm the lead. I'm the only one working on this. So any and all choices are mine. I am a perfectionist. I'm designing something for use at work, and I'm feeling very stupid because I found a simpler design online that's much easier than what I've come up with. I spent all morning today learning about the finer details of the components I wanted and trying to come up with a cohesive design, so finding an easy design was like a fish to the face. Wow. Doesn't help that I fried both of the ICs and had to order more. ICs. What is an IC? What is an IC engineering? Oh, integrated circuit. I'm stupid. I took a class. Okay, so I fried both of the integrated circuits and have to order more. Is this normal? I'm learning a lot. And because I don't have any guidance, it's harder. But man, this is taking me a long time. And then they got a lot of response on this Reddit post, so it blew up for them, and they got some awards, so good for you. Interesting. Oh, that was a Fox alert. Anyways, so for me, the first time I felt like I truly knew what I was doing at work was about 3 months into my job. And then I quickly realized that once I realized that I thought that I knew what I was doing, I was quickly humbled. And then I very quickly realized that I didn't know what I was doing not too long after that. Then I got to about 6 months into my job, and I thought that I was competent enough to deserve a promotion. And I very quickly realized then that I basically got... the nature of my job is there's plenty of opportunities to be humbled and plenty of opportunities to realize that you don't know everything and you don't know where everything is and how to do everything. So 6 months in, I still very regularly felt pretty stupid at work. A year in, I'd have to say is the same thing. Again, my confidence is growing, but it's one of those things that the more you know that you don't know. But here I am sitting just about a year and 8 months, 10 months, approaching 2 years into the job, and I can honestly say that I feel like I am competent at my job and that I have at least mastered the general skills of my job as an engineering proposal coordinator to the extent that I'm ready to advance to the next level within my path. And it wasn't a thing that I personally really, I guess, I don't know. It's not one of those things where I got to this moment, this individual moment, and I was like, okay, now I'm competent. But at this point, I feel like I've gotten to the point where I pretty much can do anything. But even that being said, I still have those moments here and there where I feel stupid and I miss something. And so I think it's very normal for you to feel stupid at work. We all have those brain dead moments and we miss these things. And the reality is that we're not perfect. We're not, even if we know something, we're not going to immediately jump to the right solution, and for me that makes me feel stupid every once in a while. But I think that the beautiful thing about learning is that we're consistently learning and we're consistently growing, at least as long as you're not stagnant in your job. You're consistently learning, so you're always going to have those little moments here and there where you feel stupid, you feel like, oh man, I should have known that, I should have been able to find that. But that's a good thing. I feel like personally, if you have those moments throughout your entire career, throughout your entire time working in your job, then that means that you are growing and you're not stagnant. So I think that it's perfectly normal for you to feel stupid every once in a while at work and feel like, oh man, I didn't immediately have the right solution, or there's a better solution out there, because that just means that you're in a good place for you to grow. So that's my response to that question. So with that being said, those are my 2 questions, and that's Toastmasters for you guys. So again, that's gonna kind of, I guess, be the wrap of this first Engineering Success podcast. But I look forward to potentially bringing on a guest for next week's podcast. More details come on that. And again, if you have any questions, just email me at engring.success@gmail.com. engring.success@gmail.com. This has been Daniel, and this has been the Engineering Success Podcast. Thank you.
My thoughts get complicated, I cannot explain in layman's. Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.